Hello everyone and welcome back to Riverbank Railways. So lots of progress to show today on the cabin. As you can see from the last video, I've taken down all the temporary stuff and these are all the boards that I used, so I left a lot of the track pinned in place so it's easier to find where it should go again. And I have temporarily fixed all the track in place for the lower level. So obviously this is the Fiddle Yard. It's held down with screws at the moment, just lightly put in place. And the point was to get everything put in place, the track cut, make sure everything fit correctly. All the little pieces of track that you're going to need are now ready and done, so you won't be kind of doing them as you go along. And it's much easier to do this kind of in one go now, make sure everything fits. I even changed around the layout as I went along because some parts I wasn't happy with. And that's there now, and I have a full loop. And you can see, so we look at the Fiddle Yard. Some of those sidings are 4 meters long. You can see there's an 8-carriage train, easily accommodated in one of the longer ones, and these 5 here are very long, with a hedge shunt at the end. And we're going to go around them. So it actually worked out. I didn't think I'd get as many, but I was quite happy. And so we can do a little demo. So I'm going to push these along, probably quite noisy. There's no cork yet, so just bear with me. So it'll come out of here. This is the main lower level. Tunnel exit will be about here. So sharp turn before that. And then one of the things I was really proud of and really happy with is these long flowing curves that you can get. So if I push this train on a little bit more. Long curves, and most Irish trains will be a single lane curving along through the countryside. That's all you're going to see. Okay, so again, that's an 8-carriage train, so bear with me, I have to go under the layout. I've practiced this move a couple of times. They don't yet have the ability to pause recording on the iPhone, so the train will come along here, and again, nice long flowing curves. Come across this section, and then back into a tunnel where it will go underneath everything else. All the depot area and the approach to the station will be here. And then back around we go. Or it will go into the other station, which will be here. So we come off and come in here. So this station is going to be a small to medium town Irish station. And this will be the platform area here now that we're coming into. And just right around there. So you can see, again, full 8-carriage train. Platform will be on the near side here, running along like here where that line is. Station building in the middle. The other side will be a double track. A lot of times the second track is not used in a small town station, but it's there anyway. Platform on the other side, and then some sidings here will be left over from like decades ago when they would have used the country stations a lot more for freight. They don't do it as much anymore, but the sidings are still there, and the platform will continue out to there. It would probably be like cattle loading dock or livestock, and goods sheds and stuff will happen here. And then the main area will, the station area and everything will cover all of this, and be a tunnel entrance here. And as well, you can see the 2 reversing loops. So there's one here and one here from this end of the station, and then 2 more on the other side. So that means that any train on any level can come into this station and then change direction and get back out to any other level, no matter what direction it's coming from. And I'm very happy with that. It's going to take some interesting electrical work, but I'm up for that. And it just means that I'll never have to touch the train. The train can come out of the station, go around whatever way I want to, and then come back into the station without ever having to come off the track. And I was very happy to be able to do that. As well, you can see here the original plans. I had 3 long straight sidings. I was thinking maybe a carriage depot or cleaning, or maybe some of the newer DMUs, they have long straight sidings for their depots. But I actually did lay it out and it looked really boring. And I was like, no, that's going to be way too boring to model. So, and you wouldn't see that beside an Irish town station. You would see old good sidings and stuff. So that's what I modeled. So I played around with it a little bit. These will probably be some old, it'll be a platform or something here with, again, livestock was one of the main things we shipped on the railway. And you can see they're not perfectly straight either, which is again realistic because they weren't back in the day either. Probably cover this in cobbled concrete, old concrete. You will probably see a long straight siding which we still use for container loading. So that's what that one's about, and there'll be some 40-foot container trains come in there. And again, some of that will be covered in concrete to allow loading and unloading of the trains. And one thing I really want to try out is putting a point into concrete. I usually use das clay. So I'm very interested to see, can I make that work with a point and without, you know, banjaxing the point and putting concrete all over it. So that'll be interesting. And I still haven't, even though I've laid track, I still haven't made my mind up here yet whether I'm going to leave this swinging or just fix it in place. So I've cut the board, and the board works well enough. It swings in and out. I haven't cut the track just for this demo because I'm going to be taking it up anyway, so I didn't want to cut it yet. And so I'm just putting off that decision until I actually have to make it. I don't know how to make it right yet, because cutting that there will mean a lot of extra work, whereas leaving it in place just means me ducking in and out underneath. So we'll come to that. Haven't figured it out yet. The next thing I need to do is take it all up. So all of this board, you can see now that the track is laid in its final position, I can see where I need to cut on the baseboard. Now I'll probably go a little wider than those lines just to give extra, you know, leeway in case something derails. But I don't need a lot of this baseboard space. I don't need the baseboard there. I only need the supporting level. And this is all going to be covered with another level. So if I cut away all this section here and in here, then I have much more access underneath for wiring and point motors and all that, and getting in at this track, because otherwise I'll never be able to reach it. So I have this area is going to be mostly flat, but these end areas, especially by cutting them away, it gives me access underneath. And also along here, you can see I only need this supporting track, so I'm going to cut away a lot of that wood. It also means I won't have to paint it, which will save a bit of money. And up here, again around the scenic areas, I'll just cut a supporting track, and what that'll allow me to do is just use foam for the scenery, which means I can cut down into the foam and make the appearance of the track being raised when it's not actually raised. It just makes the scenery work a lot easier and a lot more flexibility. And to do that, I'm going to do it a section at a time, so I can raise up, take off this track, but leave this one in place. Slide out this board, make the necessary cuts, paint it and everything, and seal it, put it back in place. And then because these tracks here are already fixed, I'll be able to put these tracks right in the exact same position that they're supposed to be in, and then move on to the next section and do it that way. So that's the way I'm going to keep the tracks as they are now, yet take them off and paint them. So great suggestion. My wife actually suggested that and it was brilliant. So that's the way I'm going to do it. So I have a lot more laying of track to do, but I'm very happy with this. With the upper sections, there's not as much wood involved. I probably won't do it this way. I'll probably just paint all the wood first, then put it down, then figure out what I need to cut away, and do it all in one go. But there'll be a lot less wood wasted that way. But the upper section, there's a lot less wood involved, as you can see. But the lower bits, I knew I would have to lay it and see where it was going to go first before I started cutting stuff away. So I think that's it. Thank you very much for watching. I hope there might be some tips in there someone else might pick up if they're doing their own baseboards at the moment. And otherwise, have a great one. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.